Is one scare was that AI and robots can take over everything except for our creativity. But now they have creativity, bro.
Cause like I've tried AI a lot.
Yeah.
And, like even like the writing ones, it's like, yo, write me a TikTok script in the language of this person and make it sound like Gen Z like, and it'll come out with it.
Fuck.
And then even like the other day, like my friend was like trying to write like an apology.
Yeah.
And
what the fuck?
And
So
then
wait,
okay, listen.
apology on AI? That's crazy.
Smoke weed, but I feel high when I'm next to you, babe. Used to be my girl, used to be my boo thing. Now I'm telling everybody you my boo thing.
Check. Mic check. All right, you guys, you sound good?
Yes.
All right, bro. Welcome to the podcast, fam.
Thank you.
So for everybody listening right now, you don't know who this is. This is my director friend, Reangsei. So you actually directed a horror movie.
Yeah, Talisman.
And this guy's my age, bro. This guy's an inspiration for me, low-key. Because I don't know, I think I told you before, but I really, really want to get into directing. And that's why I saw your content on TikTok. Because that's how I got put onto you.
Yeah. Dude, you need to tell them about the film you told me about.
Which film?
When we played Roblox, when we linked up for the first time.
Yeah.
You were telling me about that idea.
Oh, the film idea?
Yeah.
Nah, I already spit out so many film ideas that I can't give some free game for that.
Okay, true.
But come a little bit closer to the mic. So you directing that. Talisman,
Yeah.
which was a horror movie. It was kind of like ghost story type-esque.
It's based on my superstitious childhood.
So your parents were superstitious like growing up.
Bro, I had an onion in my room.
What is that?
Like
a
little
straight up
onion. Because apparently my aunt told my mom, like, yo, if you have an onion in your room, like, it's going to ward off any evil spirits, and it's going to protect you from bad energy.
Wait, did you have like ghost sightings in your room though?
No, never.
I was going to say, like, why?
Never anything like that, but my mom was always into that kind
Okay,
of
what
shit.
made her like bust out the onion though? Was it just like...
My aunt, bro. The aunt and the Facebook group chats.
I think that's just Asians in general. The Asians are just mad superstitious.
Is your parents like that, though?
My Lola, some of my titas are. So like my aunties and stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I think just in Asia, because there's something about Asia, bro. They have the real ghosts.
They do. It's kind of scary.
Do you believe in ghosts for real? You believe in spirits, no?
Okay. Well, there's one time when my dad was meditating, because my
Yeah.
parents are really into meditation, like since I was really young. And my dad was meditating when I was in the living room. I was trying to like sleep or some shit. It was like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And then behind him, while I was sleeping, there was like a really bright light.
Oh,
and it
shit.
was blinding. It was like so bright.
Oh, fuck.
So like I opened my eyes. I'm like, yo, like why did he turn on the light? And then the
Yeah.
next morning, I'm like, yo, like why'd you turn on the light? And he's like, what light? And I'm like,
Yo, you know what that is though, right?
spirits.
Yeah, no, that's an angel.
I know.
That's what they say. Like when you see a bright light like that, it's an angel. So there was this girl. I talked about this on Jumpers Jump. I think Gavin was telling me, this girl, she was terminally ill in the hospital, and she was gonna pass away, but all of a sudden they had like camera footage in the room. There was this bright light that just shined and filled up the whole room, and after she was healed.
But how do you know it's not fake?
I don't know. That's a thing. But I would love to, because I just want to assume it's real, you know? Like, I want to believe, like, all miracles are real.
It's kind of scary, though, when I think about it.
I don't think you should be scared. Are you religious?
My parents are. I'm not that religious, though.
Why not?
I don't know. I just never... I mean, imagine if, like, your mom is, like, into onions and shit. You know what I mean? Like...
Into onions, you like putting onions?
You want to other shit. Like, you're not really gonna believe it in a way.
So you think it's because they try to force you into it and it's not so much yourself?
They didn't try to force me, but it's just like, you know, when I leave the house, my mom sprays me with water.
Wait, why?
But it's like special water.
Like holy water type of thing?
I guess, yeah. Like water that was put at a shrine for like a couple days.
What's your background again?
Cambodian Chinese.
Oh, Cambodian.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so Buddhist?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So you watch Incantation then?
No.
Yo!
Have you?
Yes,
Is it
fam.
scary?
It's okay. It's scary, but it's not the scariest. But I will say this. It made like regular Asian shit scary.
Interesting.
And you'll see what I mean if you watch it. And I think the part that makes it scary is because it makes you participate.
How?
I don't want to spoil it. I'm not trying to spoil it.
I can't watch horror movies though. I feel like whenever I watch a horror movie, like when I saw Hereditary,
Yeah.
I couldn't go to the washroom at night for like 2 weeks. I
Word.
was
But
just
you
holding
you made a horror
I know,
movie.
but
fam.
like to me, it's not scary because it's like I know what happens. You know what I mean? To me, it's like it's not
Okay.
scary at all.
Do you have like a top 3 horror movie at least?
Hereditary,
Yeah, that one was fucked. That's still my number 1.
Wailing. Have you seen Wailing?
I watched a little. I didn't finish it.
Why?
I don't know. I didn't get
pretty
into
good,
it so
pretty
much.
good.
It's a little bit slow burn, a little bit.
Tale of Two Sisters. You seen that? It's a Korean.
Nah. You put me on. I'll watch that one. I'll watch that one.
You need to watch that.
So you don't really get into like the creepy stuff then?
No, I just can't do horror. Like
That's
legit.
okay. So what inspires you for movies then? Like what's
For
your
Talisman?
Yeah, what's your like genre? Like ideally for you to make films.
Ooh, I don't know. Just something fun. I think fun for me right now. I like a lot of like Safdie Brothers, like Good Time, Uncut Gems.
Okay.
Stuff that gives me anxiety. That's stuff I like.
Okay. Do you think that's part of the reason we watch film is because it gives us that emotion of you're going through something but you don't have to go through it?
For sure. Like, bro, if you want to cry, just put on like a sad ass movie and you're good.
Why do you think that is? Why do humans like love experiencing things that aren't theirs?
Bro, it's because we're trying to escape our realities.
You think so?
For sure. Like when you watch a movie, you're like in another world. You know what I mean? It's like you don't even care about your life anymore.
So what's your favorite genre then?
Thriller, probably.
Okay.
Just anything anxiety inducing. Because when I feel anxiety, I'm like, yo, I can't think about anything else. Like when I saw Uncut Gems, I was like, bruh.
Yeah.
like,
Same
that's my
with Good Time. Good Time was so
Good Time was a good
fire,
time, though.
bro.
Yo, Good Time's kind of underrated. I feel like no one talks about Good Time.
Yeah, nobody talks about it because it's one of those. It's like it's not necessarily a conventional story.
Exactly. It's random. A
Yeah.
bunch of random shit lining up.
I like that shit though. There's something about just regular life and then just stuff happens.
Exactly. Because that's real life.
Yeah.
Random stuff
But
happens.
I have a question for you because I watch a lot of movies, bro, and it feels like there's almost this style everybody's trying to
What's the
film
style?
now.
What's the style?
Yo, okay, I'm just gonna give. Damn, bro. You ever watch Bones and All with Timothy Chalamet?
No, it's on my list. It's on my list though.
Bro. It's good, but that's a great example of I feel like a lot of these films in that I guess contemporary, you know what I mean? Like trying to be very it's Oscar type beat.
Oh, Oscar bait?
yeah.
Kind of thing?
Yeah.
I feel you.
And I think so many movies are trying to be that. Do you think that's a good thing or bad thing though?
I don't know. I mean, like, you could try.
Because quality is fire. I'm not gonna lie.
Quality's fire, but you could tell that some movies, like, they're just trying to get the Oscar. You know what I mean? Like, they, like based on a true story, fucking a biopic.
Yeah.
They're just trying to get the Oscar points.
So what do you think? What do you think is the future of like films coming out though? You think it's just gonna continue to be this type of vibe and people like hop onto it until there's a creator that kind of switches everything?
I feel like Ari Aster is pretty, like, out there, like, Hereditary guy.
No, but even him, like I'm not saying he doesn't make great shit. He makes amazing movies. But it feels like a lot of other directors are starting to copy esques of that. Do you get me or no?
Kind of, like, everyone's just kind of doing, like, the same thing now.
Yeah, like vibes.
Like, which movies, though, come to mind?
But Bones and All, but you didn't watch it, fam. You didn't watch it. But like if you watch Midsommar, and then compared to like Bones and All, there's like this contemporary vibe. Like it's
Like
even
the A24 vibe?
the A24 vibe. That's exactly what it is. It's the A24 vibe, bro.
But do you not like A24?
I love it. It's not that I don't like it. I love it. It's just it's so
It's the same?
no. It feels like
mood?
everything is gonna be like that now.
Oh. Because I feel like that's what appeals to, like, our generation. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's like, yo, did you see that A24 movie?
Yeah.
Like, no one ever says, like, yo, you see that Lionsgate movie? Like,
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's very true. And it's not me hating on it. It's just like, I kind of want to see something new.
Like, refreshing.
Like very like a different vibe that I didn't feel before. Because I feel like almost everything's been done.
That's why you need to check out Korean cinema.
I know.
Korean,
Some of my favorite
bro.
films are Korean movies.
Old Boy.
Yeah.
Woo. Parasite.
Yeah.
Mother.
I Saw the Devil.
Oh, that's
That's one of my favorites all time.
the leg scene when he cuts the foot.
Oh my god.
I have to close my eyes. I can't watch that shit.
Yeah. You
too much.
get turned off by violence?
If it's like crazy violent, yeah. But Django's like a good middle ground.
That's your favorite like Tarantino?
Yeah, that's the movie that got me into making movies.
Word.
Because I saw Django on my iPod Touch.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, this is fun. Like, I want to make fun shit.
That's sick. So how do you start? It was just like YouTube videos and shit?
It was like
what?
a bunch of shitty ass skits on YouTube, like Smosh, Nigi Higa kind of vibes.
Yeah.
After that, just making a lot of stop motions, shitty short films in high school, super cringe, and then Talisman. Talisman is like the turning point.
That was the one.
That was the big boy.
And then what's like the goals?
The goals? I want to make a feature film. I mean, right now I'm writing a feature film. So a feature film's like a long movie. I've only been doing short films so far, but I don't know. Now I'm trying to pace myself because I realized last year, like, I overworked myself like crazy.
So you think it takes a toll on your mental?
Oh, dude.
But I have a question for you though.
Sure.
I think that is beneficial when you're making art.
Yo, okay, here. The last film I did, All Bark Never Bite, I filmed that in June.
Yeah.
This is my first movie with investors, right? So, like, they put in money for the project, whereas before, like, I would just crowdfund it. And now it's like you have these people who you want to, not disappoint.
Yeah.
And, bro, it was like...
So that pressure's on you.
I mean, it was pressure, but it was pressure in my head because they never really pressured me at all. Like, it was all, like, just winning me. I was like, oh, I don't want to waste this opportunity. It's not every day I get this much money to make a film. But I was, like, really pushing myself, like, 12-hour meetings on Zoom.
Damn.
A lot of shit. At one point, I called the police because I was having the worst panic attack ever.
Holy fuck,
Like,
for real.
It was like physical pains. And I called the police, and my parents thought I was dying, bro. Like, it was scary.
So you had to go to the hospital and everything.
Like, the paramedics came, and then... But by the time they came, like, it took, like, an hour and a half. So I was already, like, calmed down by then.
Yeah.
And then... But I remember, like... Because that was also the time when I started popping off on TikTok. Like, around that time, right before. So I remember, like, as I was going through this and waiting for the paramedics, I was, like, filming myself. Because, like, yo, I feel like...
Oh, bro, so it's like you're documenting this shit.
I feel like this could go viral. So I was in that headspace. And then even, like, after the panic attack, like, I went to my doctor.
Yeah.
And I went with my sister. I was like, yo, make sure you get this on video, though. Because I was like, I want to do a vlog, bro. This is going to go viral for sure.
No, because real talks, all of that stuff, it kind of gives more to the actual project. Like,
I know what you mean.
If you see a movie and it's out in theaters, and then there's a news article like 12 people died to make this film. Like, fuck, I want to see this film now, right?
I know what you mean.
Like, there's something human about it where if so much energy, almost like pain was put into it.
Yeah, so you want to see how it turned out.
Yeah.
And then, like, so I had that the day before the first rehearsal. So the next day I went to rehearsal, and I was just, like, so out of it. And I kept on pushing myself. And then on the second day of filming, I invited my sister, my girlfriend, and my best friend to come on set to watch me film. And that was the first time they've ever interacted together.
Yeah.
So, like, as I was directing, I was in the back of my head, I was like, oh, fuck, like, are they enjoying themselves? And then I started, like, overthinking like crazy. And then I almost had another panic attack.
Really?
And then my actor in the film, he started barking like a dog. Like, it's part of the movie, but it was so, like, it took me out of it. I was like, whoa, like, why is he barking like a dog? And then like, he calmed me down. I was like, okay, shit, okay, let's go. Right.
So no matter what, so do you think just directing in general is going to give you these type of stress, attacks, anxiety?
No, I think now I'm trying to, like, really slow down. So with this feature film, I'm trying to, like, really pace myself.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, like, have fun in the process.
Because it's a lot to take on one person.
Exactly. I feel like before I used to be really, like, outcome goal driven. So I'd focus on, I want to get this award. I want to be on Vice. I want to be on Hypebeast.
Yeah.
But it just puts so much pressure on me. And even before, I made this rule where I was like, okay, I don't even want to consider making a feature film until I give a short film of mine an 8 out of 10. But then I'm like, wait, like, it feels like I'm putting so much pressure already. So now I'm just like, you know what? I just want to make a feature film and see where it goes.
Yeah, do it, bro.
Yeah.
That's the shit.
Yo, you should do a cameo.
Yeah, put me in, bro. I'm down.
Well, what kind of role do you want, though?
Anything, honestly, because I've been taking acting lessons.
Oh, how is it?
It's good, bro. Yo, the thing about acting, so the first drill we did, it was we sit in a chair, and of course they put the camera in front of you. There's 10 people in the room, like audience. It's like other students, right? Sahar was there because she's taking the class with me. So I sit down, and he says, he's the coach. He says, you have to say 2 lines. The first line is, I'm having an experience. And that's all you say. You just say that, and you're supposed to say it with whatever emotion you're feeling in that present moment.
And what emotion were you feeling?
So what's crazy is, so the first thing was a little bit anxious because obviously like I'm in front for the first time, like, so I'm having an experience. I said it and it was like, I was like anxious. I acted as if I was like anxious. I'm like, oh, okay, let me get more comfortable, blah, blah. And then I started like having fun with it. So I started laughing. So the next one was laughter, just joking. And then all of a sudden I really tapped in. He said, Carlos, really feel. Like, what do you feel? What is the emotion right deep now? And all of a sudden I got sad. And then like my most convincing one was my sad one.
And how did it sound like?
It just sounded fucking sad. Like,
Can you do it?
I can't do it right now, but it was so intense because I just felt sad. It wasn't even acting at that point.
It was real.
It was real. It's just like my eyes were ready to glaze over.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Was
like
it accent?
yeah, it was that. Like I could have cried right there.
Damn.
I deadass could have cried right there, but it wasn't even acting. It was just putting myself into that emotion and actually fucking almost crying.
Did you feel really like vulnerable, or were you thinking about like some memories?
Yeah, because he was telling me the questions he was saying are the questions to trigger those emotions. So he would be like, "How do you feel right now? What is that sadness from? Who's there? What did they say to you?" And then like, holy fuck, it is like therapy, right?
Yeah,
it's like therapy. And what it is, it gave me a sense of, okay, acting isn't even just putting this persona on, blah, blah, blah. It's
like
just
digging deep within you and like bringing that out kind of thing.
Yeah, it's you give me an emotion.
Yeah.
And then I have to experience that emotion through Carlos.
Yeah.
Not necessarily somebody else.
Interesting.
But it's through me, and then you put me into that character, whoever it may be. But it's me. To make it the most convincing, to make it the most appealing to the audience, it should just be truly my spirit, in a sense, experiencing that emotion.
Was it fun?
It was so fun. It's so fun, bro.
Dude, I've actually wanted to get into acting to become a better director. Cause I'm like,
I think you should, right?
dude, I do this thing with my girlfriend where like when we go to a restaurant, we'll give like scenarios and then we'll have to act it out.
That's lit.
So it'd be like, yo, someone just walked into the restaurant and they shit their pants and they're like going to the washroom and like you have to react to it. You should try it. No, you should. I should try it.
reaction right there.
Okay. Here. I'll give you a prompt.
Okay, what? I'm not that good of an actor yet. I just started, bro.
I'm pretty bad.
Okay.
Okay, the prompt is, okay, a middle-aged man
Yeah.
just walks into here, like through your door right now, and he's naked.
The fuck?
Is that the reaction?
That's the reaction.
That's pretty good.
That's the reaction.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That's believable.
No, honestly, it's just because what I'm learning in the acting class, it's not necessarily like trying to come up with a way. It's to feel the actual way.
I feel you.
Yeah. But that's something I'm learning because I tried acting in my sister's short film. I might post it.
How's your sister?
She's in grade 12 right now. So she's what? 17, 18? 18, I think she just turned. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
You acted in it.
yeah, acting in it. But going there with no experience, with no like technique, it's like trying to fight without technique. Like you can throw punches. It doesn't look clean. You know what I mean? There's no like substance to it.
How is it
but
getting
you can kind of
directed
get it
by your sister though? Like, was it weird?
I kind of had to direct too, bro. It's one of those.
Wait, why?
No, it's one of those because I'm the big brother. I'm the kuya, so I have to like almost call shots. No matter what, I always call shots, bro. Like as much as no matter who's in the room, like at some point I have to like say something. I think that's my personality.
Is the short film out?
Yeah, but it's just like she doesn't post it anywhere. I might post it maybe.
Was it just like a fun project, like a passion project?
Yeah, no, it was for high school. It was like a assignment. But for you, is it very much of like you have to call shots type of thing? That's why you want to be a director specifically, or do you think it's just like more of an art thing? You have a pleasure in the art.
I feel like for me, it's just like I just want to express myself, and film is just a medium in which I express myself. Like for example, Talisman, that's just a trauma dump that's been like super like it's just something that I made, but I made it really I really exaggerated it to make it fun.
Yeah.
But like in the bare bones of things, like it's my childhood was like that. But there wasn't like a lady like living in the
Yeah.
fucking house in the background. Kind of thing.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's kind of fun.
That's just something I read on Reddit. I was like, wait, what? And then I just put it in.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, becoming a director, right? Was there any sense of like, fuck, do I deserve this, or how do I come about it, or is it just like you want to dive right in? Because you went to school for it, but you didn't stay in school.
I went to Ryerson TMU.
Yeah, I went to Ryerson too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
For creative.
No, I was in marketing actually. Yeah, I was in marketing. I was BM.
I was in film studies for like 1 semester, but I just was not feeling it.
And why is that?
I just felt like when you look at the work, of the instructors, I just did not feel confident learning from
Somebody that couldn't do it better, right?
I'm not saying that, but it just wasn't it.
Now hear me out, because look, I had the same feeling. I was in entrepreneurship class, and the teacher isn't even an entrepreneur. If they were a successful entrepreneur, they wouldn't be teaching the class.
That's what I'm saying. Because like for a lot of the profs there, like I felt like, oh, like it feels like because they didn't pop off, they went into teaching as like a backup. And now I'm learning from them, but they didn't even make it. And I'm not saying like it was like this for all the profs, but I did feel this from some of the profs. And on top of that, it's like I'm commuting like an hour every day.
It wasn't worth your time.
No, and I'm paying for it too myself. So
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I'll just drop out, make a film, try to do it myself. And after this podcast, I'm gonna go to TMU because I got invited to a panel talk.
Yeah.
So I'm going back to school where I dropped out of because they invited me to talk about my film journey.
It's crazy how it comes full circle, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty trippy. But honestly, like even before I got into directing, I wasn't even sure that I wanted to pursue it because I didn't know anyone who went into film.
Oh,
so I thought it was gonna be in like IT or like comp-sci.
Yeah.
Or some shit.
So there was a little bit of like nervousness then.
No, there was a big nervousness because like my parents came from Cambodia, right? Like they came from like the war essentially, and then now it's like they came all the way here, and I'm like, yo, I want to go into film.
You want to do something risky that's
like,
not,
yeah. So my dad always told me like, oh, if you want to go into film, it's like finding a needle in like a haystack. Like it's almost impossible. But as I'm getting into it, I'm realizing like it actually is very feasible. You just need to work really smart and have like a strategy.
Yeah. And what do you think helps you to do that?
To have a strategy?
Yeah.
Honestly, I just look at a lot of like people that I look up to and other directors and do like case studies on how they came up.
Who's your number one? Who's like yo, I look up to this guy.
You know Jim Cummings?
What did he direct?
Like Thunder Road and like it's like indie. He did a lot of
I
indie films,
haven't
but it's
seen
like
those, no.
like dude, he was like ahead of his time. Like he like raised all the money. He made like a one shot, no cuts short film Thunder Road, and that won like the grand prize at Sundance, I think. And then he used that to get investors for a feature length version of that film.
Oh shit.
And now he's like doing big things.
So that's kind of like the route you want to take, where you do some shorter films.
But now I
get
feel
some
like,
respect from it.
Yeah. But now I feel like I'm at a point where like I have people who trust in me, and I've been lucky enough to get like investors and stuff like that. So now everyone's kind of like waiting on me for the next project. It's just like up to me to like write it out.
Yeah. How's the writing process though? So what do you think about and shit? Like
when I write,
do you have like ideas in the shower? Like what is this? How does it go for you? Because for me, I always just like think of shit and I put it in my phone right away.
You have to, because if you don't put it in your phone,
it's gone.
It's gone.
It's gone. Yeah.
It's gone. So you always have to write it down. In my phone, like before, I have like I'll just write everything on my notes app, grocery list, to-do list, movie ideas. But then it got so messy.
Yeah.
And I don't even know how to go through it because there's like a bunch of notes that don't even correlate. So then I started. Do you use Notion?
No, I don't use that actually.
You need to get Notion.
That's the one?
I run my life on Notion and Google Calendar.
Okay, say less.
Like on Notion, on my Notion app, like I have like, when I make a note, I can like label it. Like, oh, this is film, this is personal, or this is work. So now everything's organized. But going back to your question, like when I have an idea for a film, normally I just write down any ideas I have. Maybe it's like even some random scenes. Like, for example, like some piece of imagery where, oh, this guy's having an anger outburst, and he's punching his drums, but we see it from the outside of a window, so it's completely silent. So I'll write a lot of random stuff like that, and then when I do have an idea, which is normally stuff like that I'm feeling currently, like I'll try to see if I can implement some of those ideas into that.
Yeah.
So like right now, like the feature film that I'm writing, it's about like these people who do social experiments on YouTube, and it starts off very fun, like the pranks and stuff that they're doing.
Yeah.
But over time, it gets more and more fucked up, and it stops becoming funny. And like a lot of the things that I experienced in the past 6 months is in this film, like the fear of like creating out of the fear of going like irrelevant, or like feeling like you have to like cater to the masses.
Because once you go one step, you have to top it, right?
Exactly. Because like when I popped, because I went viral on TikTok like during the summer, around the time I was doing the film with my investors.
Yeah.
And it's just like so many things on my plate. And it got to a point where like I didn't even want to do TikTok videos, but I didn't want to throw it out the window. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I kept on creating content, like fast food content, and just pushing it out as fast as I can. So all the frustrations that I went through during that time is like in this feature film.
Okay. So everything you write, would you say just comes straight from
Everything
what you've
I
experienced?
write is just a trauma dump in disguise.
Damn. Damn. Okay.
But I feel like it's more fun. Like I feel like if you're not connected to the things you're making,
Yeah.
then it's just like, what's the point? Like I see a lot of people who make films and it's like, oh, this is about a bank robbery. It's like, okay. And
Wait,
like,
they didn't relate to it.
Yeah,
You're
like
saying.
Whereas if it's like, oh, this is the story of like how I made a podcast about, you know, theories and shit.
The
like,
story of Jumper Jump, yeah.
And it's based on my life. I'll be like, oh shit, this is like true.
Oh, 'cause
it's actually genuine.
So you think the best stories have an experience attached to it, or at least like
I feel like it has to come from a good place. Like you actually have to relate to it, or it's something that you live through. Because if you didn't live through it, then it's like I feel like it's kind of ingenuine. You know what I mean?
I feel that kind of, yeah.
It's like, how can you even portray it when you didn't go through it yourself?
Yeah, I think Denzel Washington, he had the craziest quote. He said, only Martin Scorsese could do the mafia films because...
Was he in the mafia?
Yeah.
Oh,
or
really?
he had a lot of mafia friends.
Oh.
So that's why he can do those films. And Denzel Washington said, only like Spike Lee can do certain of the black films because only he understands certain cultures. He explained in one of his quotes was... only he knows, compared to Martin Scorsese, wouldn't know a hot comb touching your head on a Sunday morning.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? We like that's type of stuff like we can't relate to, but to put it into the film, to actually get those details, the smell, the atmosphere, the energy, all that shit is so, it has to be authentic, right?
And like Martin's like 80 or 90, right? He's still making movies.
He's 90 years old.
Okay, maybe 80, but he's like a little bit older. I know he's on that side.
Wait, is he still making movies? I thought he's done.
No, he made like freaking...
The Irishman was the last one, yeah.
But that was like 2 years ago or some shit, right?
Oh, fuck, you're right. It was 2
Yeah,
years
he's still doing stuff. So I want to be like that too. Like what I realized is like the past couple of years, I'm like running like crazy. Just work. But now I'm like, dude, I feel like that's not sustainable. Like I really have to pace myself.
Because it's never too late, you're saying.
Yeah, and like even like if I do this movie, okay, what's like another movie?
Yeah.
And another one. Like it never stops. So now I'm like, you know what? Let me slow down, like focus on my life, also my personal shit, build myself up, and also do film and not make it my entire life.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I don't know if you relate, but sometimes I feel like with film, like that's all my life is. Like it's always film.
So
like,
you put yourself in that kind of box where that's all you really can think about?
Yeah, like I think last year, like it was like I wake up, I watch like an interview, I read some film books, I read like a script. It's like all film. I watch a movie, I take notes. Like,
but that's how you learn.
That's how you learn. But I feel like now I'm starting to be like more conscious about like if I'm tired, I'll just like meditate or like take a nap or some shit.
Okay, one of my favorite questions I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
So if you had unlimited budget, what type of movie would you make and who would you have in it? Playing who?
Carlos as the lead.
Yeah?
What would it be about? It would probably be some like...
Oh, actually, better question.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think I could play in a movie? That's a better question.
I feel like a character?
Yeah.
Yo, I don't know. Like maybe like a podcast host?
But that's what I am.
I feel like you could play any character.
Really?
But the thing is, like, I've only seen like your hairstyle like this, kind of. You know what I mean? Like when you have the outfit,
yeah,
when you change the hair, like it's completely different. Or like if you grow out like your beard or you shave it off, like
that's true. Because I had short hair for a long time and I looked so
really?
different. Yeah.
What was the vibe like?
I don't know. I just like a regular Asian guy.
You're gonna show me a picture later.
Yeah, I'll show you later, fam. Like, no, but I get what you mean, because certain people, all of a sudden they can change one little thing about them, and because for example, we attach long hair to what, like rock stars, artists, whatever, people that don't have time to cut their hair, and that kind of resemblance of something that you've seen before gives kind of like an energy to them, right?
I know what you mean. But I feel like I could definitely see you as a lead. It's just hard for me to imagine because I only know you as Carlos.
Yeah, it's true.
Whereas like if I see a random person who's like in like a audition room, it's like my first time seeing them.
Oh,
like,
so there's no bias.
There's no bias.
I get you.
Whereas if I have a friend, it's like it's hard for me to like be like, oh, that's not Carlos.
Yeah, because you can only see. Oh, that makes sense. I get that, bro. Because like now that I have a bias to somebody, I can't see them being that type. It's like your boy wants to like change his whole aesthetic and then become like, somebody else. Like, what are you talking about, bro?
Yeah, like, it'll never work out.
So check this out. For a long time, I had short hair, and then like it was iffy if I was gonna grow my hair out. But now it looks so much better, and like I can't go back.
Yeah, I can't imagine you with short hair because I've only seen you with long hair, and I've seen you a couple times now.
And years ago, people would say the opposite.
True.
You know what I mean?
Dude, I actually shaved my head like 2 years ago.
When I saw the pics, bro. I saw the pics. Was that because of the film?
No, I don't know why I did it, but I look like a thumb. It's not a good look.
Was it one of those like you watch Your Name, like the anime movie?
Yeah.
So like apparently when you cut your hair, I don't know if it's a theory or is this something people do, but when you cut your hair, it's a meaning that like you want to leave the past.
Oh.
Like you want to leave the past behind. That's what it's supposed to be.
Interesting. I don't think it was that.
Nah, you don't think it was that?
It was just not a good look. I'm never going to go. Maybe if I had like 5% body fat, I'll consider shaving my head. But I feel like if you're not at that body fat and you shave your head, like you're just going to look like a thumb.
Yeah, word. I feel you.
Yeah.
Okay, going back to my other question.
Budget?
Yeah, but $1 million budget, whatever million, multi-million.
Okay, 100 million budget.
So who would you have in the movie? What's the movie about? Top, like, name 3 actors. Go.
Steven Yeun.
Word. Okay.
Joaquin Phoenix.
That's a good pick right there.
I'm trying to think about another Asian actor, but no one's coming to mind.
So you wanna make a movie to put more Asians on?
Yeah, but I don't want to make the movie about Asian things. I just want to like push Asians to the forefront.
I feel that
because I feel like when you make a movie with Asians and it's so embedded, like
it's almost like
culture, the identity. Like I've seen it before. You know what I mean? Whereas like I feel like it's equally as impactful if you have a story that has Asian people, but it has nothing to do with Asian. Like imagine Good Time.
Yeah.
But Connie's Asian.
Yeah.
Connie's Steven Yeun. It's like, whoa, shit. It's like Asian guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because Asians are never portrayed very well in cinema so far. It's changing.
It's getting better now, though.
It's getting better. It's changing, but like I feel like it takes time to put stereotypes or put like archetypes of guys into the ideas of people.
Now it's getting better. It's only like really recently that it's starting to get better. Even like Everything Everywhere All at Once, like that was so refreshing because it's like, okay, they're all Asian, but it's pretty chill.
Yeah, it's not about
identity or like generational trauma, but I feel like it is pretty funny, and like it's just fun. It's just a fun movie.
Okay, so what's the movie about? Wait, who's the third actor?
Oh, I don't know. No one comes to mind.
Really?
You.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your movie about though? Go.
My movie is about like okay. So I went to the Science Center.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago, and when I was at the Science Center, I was at like the play area like for the kids.
Yeah.
Because I was going through the entire Science Center, and then I realized that I've been here before, and these are memories that I haven't thought about in like decades. Like I thought they were completely erased, but when I see like the slide and like the little toys, I'm like, whoa! Like I literally remember playing there.
It's like a nostalgia trip.
Yeah. And then I got obsessed with liminal spaces. So there was like a 2-week period where I kept on looking at pictures. Do you know what liminal space is?
Oh, the dream core. I know what you're talking about. Dream
where
core.
It's like a transitional space.
Yeah.
Like it looks oddly familiar, but there's something off about it. So I feel like if I did a feature film, it would have to do with liminal spaces and going through your life experiences. It's like Inception. Imagine like Inception plus Eternal Sunshine in
Yeah.
the backdrop of liminal spaces.
That's kind of sick, bro.
And with that budget, it's like the landscapes will look super trippy. You know
That's
what I mean?
lit.
So I think that's where I want to go.
That's a good movie
Yeah.
right there, man. That's a good movie, bro.
Because it's like, have you seen Puss in Boots?
Yeah. Puss in Boots is fire.
It's pretty fire, dude.
10 out of 10 low key.
Dude,
But
that
it
was
might be a
like
10 out
such a
of
good
10.
movie. No, it was actually so fire though. It
Yeah.
was so good.
Yeah, I think it might be. Would you say it's top 3 animated ever? It could be.
I feel like it, yeah. It was just so much fun.
Yeah.
And it was funny and it was deep. It was like really deep. Like, I remember I was watching it, I got sad. I was like, damn. Like, this reminds me of my life.
Because a lot of the times we don't see that type of theme
No,
in
you really don't.
kids' films about like death and
I know.
shit like that.
But it's like, it's like the map is a reflection of their trauma.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. So I feel like I'll also take aspects of like Puss in Boots and put it into my film too. About like I have to like go through the trauma. and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like my dream film, and I feel like I will make it one day, but it's like that's like further down the line.
So do you think because the Tarantino take is to take and steal and flip it on its head and make it your own?
Yeah,
do you think
yeah.
that's the way you like to do things, or do you not
feel
even
like-
think about that?
I feel
at
like
all?
everyone steals though,
Everybody
or
steals,
subconsciously
right?
steals. You know, it's like if you like this, it's like why do you like it? Oh, you probably like it because you saw this other thing or you consume this other thing. But I feel like for me and for a lot of people, it's like what I make is like a combination of like 100 things that it feels refreshing because it's so many things mixed in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So what do you think for your next film? What's like an inspiration, a movie
Ooh.
that you kind of want to like take from?
So for this like social experiment gone wrong feature film that I'm working on, big inspos are Nightcrawler. Have you seen Nightcrawler?
Yeah, with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, just how like he gets so blindsided and he's so ambitious, but it's not necessarily healthy. So that the Social Network, how like the friendship elements, like it's about Facebook, but it's mainly about the friendship that suffers.
Yeah, the relationships and shit.
And then also like Good Time and like Uncut Gems, like taking that intensity and like putting into mine.
Damn, bro, he just wants to make you fucking stressed watching this movie, huh?
Dude, I want to give people like a panic attack. Like I want you to be sweating when you're
Damn.
watching it.
Holy fuck.
Soon. But yeah, you should play like a character. Like that'd be so fun.
Put me in, bro. Put me
I'll
in.
put you in, I'll
Yeah,
put you in.
give me like a read and then like, yeah.
We need to get Ethan and Sahar in there too.
Bet, bro. Let's do it, fam. Let's do it.
It's so funny how you guys all met for the first time at the
At your thing.
Yeah.
At your movie thing.
the fish film.
That's the first time I met you too.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've met before online, Roblox.
Oh.
And then that's when you got Letterbox.
Yeah, that's what I got Letterboxd. I don't
Which
even
one?
use it right now. I'm just too busy to.
Bro, you
do
have to.
shit.
It's
I haven't
like
been
a
watching
lot of
movies lately, honestly.
Me too. I haven't watched anything. In a
I
long
just
time.
watched Creed. That's the last thing I watched.
Was it good?
Mid.
What was mid about it?
It was like it's almost corny because it's trying to be Creed already. Like we already seen this shit. You know?
I know what you mean.
The one thing I really did like about the story was the best friend.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil anything, but the best friend part with Jonathan Majors, crazy actor. 10 out of 10, fam. This guy's body is fucking deezed.
Really
So-
ripped.
It's very inspiring, but that's what I expect from a Creed film. The only thing I didn't like, it was so corny with the dialogue. That's one thing. The movie can be fire, but if the dialogue is fucking corny, then it kind of ruins everything.
Have you seen Avatar?
Avatar Last Airbender?
No, Avatar 2.
I didn't watch it.
Don't. It's so cringe.
It's cringe?
It's pretty cringe. I was really looking forward to watching it too because everyone's like hyping it up there, like, wow, it looks so real. Dude. I mean, yeah, it looks real, but it was so cringe. Like just the dialogue. Just
Yeah,
don't have it.
and one of the best movies ever, for example, Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
It's strictly just dialogue, bro.
Yeah, and it sounds realistic too.
Yeah, it's-
like damn, I feel like they would talk like that.
Exactly. I think that's one thing we miss out of like movies nowadays. Cause tell me this, right? When you watch like movies from the 80s, movies from the 70s, whatever, it feels so real life. You get me? It feels like it's not necessarily like a movie. It's just like the camera's in the back and we're watching it through a window.
Those are the best kind of movies.
Yeah. We're watching it just through a window, but nowadays it feels so everything's set up.
Like
everything
it feels very curated.
It's almost fake,
I know what you mean.
right?
I feel like the whole point of movies is to capture something real. So when you sense that fakeness, whether it comes from like a cliche, the dialogue's corny, like it takes you out of it immediately.
So do you think the best movie is just? So would you say the best movie would just be somebody's life on tape? Because
No,
it's the
'cause
most real.
Well, it would be, but it'd be boring as fuck.
No, but what if that life was interesting? Like, what if it was somebody that's super interesting?
Like you're saying, like a 1,000-hour long, like thousands of hours of footage.
No, I'm not saying
Like
that.
a 2-hour.
Like just cut from somebody's life straight up.
I feel like that'd be interesting.
That'll probably be the greatest movie ever, depending on the person, though.
Exactly. That's like some Truman Show shit, though. If you think about it, you're just documenting someone's life.
Oh yeah, kinda. But we get to see like certain relationships and then like whatever they choose to do with things.
That would be the most real movie.
Then if they become like imagine a movie and it plays out. Let's say this is a long ass movie, but it plays out scenarios they think in their head, just how we see things in our head.
You should make that.
Right? Because you know how like I could think about fucking going to the grocery store and picking up some Cheerios and bumping into like my ex.
Yeah.
Even though that didn't happen right now, I could imagine it would play out in my head, and how I imagined it in my head, what if it like played out in the movie itself? Do you think we're gonna find technology eventually where we can see our thoughts onto the screen?
I don't know, but like I feel like with AI, like things are moving pretty fast. It's like now it's like video AI too, where you can like put in a prompt.
Yeah.
You know how like before it like generates like an image, now it's like a video.
That's so scary.
So
bro.
I feel like in a couple of years, like you could probably like make a full movie just using AI prompts.
Probably.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's so scary.
It's pretty crazy though, like how far we've come.
So the thing is, one scare was that AI and robots can take over everything except for our creativity. But now they have creativity, bro.
Cause like I've tried AI a lot.
Yeah.
And, like even like the writing ones, it's like, yo, write me a TikTok script in the language of this person and make it sound like Gen Z like, and it'll come out with it.
Fuck.
And then even like the other day, like my friend was like trying to write like an apology.
Yeah.
And
what the fuck?
And
So
then
wait,
okay, listen.
apology on AI? That's crazy.
So she's trying to write an apology text because I think like she hasn't been like messaging people back.
Yeah.
She's been kind of ghosting them. So I forgot what the prompt was, but it was something along the lines of like, write me an apology for not responding to messages. And then it came out with the message, which was good. and then I told her like, yo, put in like make it sound more casual, more Gen Z, and make it sound like it was written by like an Asian girl that uses a lot of emojis.
What the fuck?
And then it put a lot of like the puppy eyes emoji. Like,
yo,
it was like pretty legit. Like I was like, whoa, like if I got this, I'd be like, okay, this is like definitely written.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Yo, I can't even imagine. Imagine like you couldn't even break up with your girl, so you get AI generator to fucking even voice it itself. So you don't have to be in the room when that shit happens. Just press speaker, press call, and an AI generator.
Yo, did you see the freaking the vocal AIs? It's like
yeah. Like it sounds like Drake.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy, bro.
Crazy.
What would be crazy? Imagine if it could copy exactly how I think, exactly how I talk, almost like an AI Carlos, and then you can talk to it.
I feel like we're heading there. Honestly, a couple years from now, give it time.
Yeah, because
gonna get there.
I think if you spend enough time with something, it starts to recognize you, collect info on you, how you would react to things.
Exactly.
Now, the real question is, if it can do that and it can collect all the info, would it be able to predict the future?
We'll probably have like some theories and shit, but it's just predictions.
It's
based
just
on
predictions, right? Now, I always think about this because if it could predict the future and it could predict everybody, wouldn't that necessarily just predict how the world could end or turn out or whatever may be?
I mean, yeah, but there's also a lot of like,
there's outliers, right?
what do they call it? Like black swan events or like for COVID, for example. Like
Yeah,
no one could have
yeah.
predicted that.
Nobody could have
Like,
predicted it.
randomly out of nowhere.
Or they could have and nobody just talked
Maybe.
about it.
Yeah. Or they already did, but people are like, yo, you're crazy for even thinking that.
Now, what if, now this is like a conspiracy, but
Yeah.
what if those type of events are so catastrophic to what the AI is trying to predict that those people have to be exited from the matrix so that it can continue?
Then it is what it is, you know?
Because think about it, the more there's people that are quote unquote like sheep that follow regular life,
Yeah.
right? The more of those we have, the better an AI would work, or a system would work.
I know what you mean, though. I know what you mean. I feel like I noticed like the past couple months, especially.
Yeah.
Because I've been like journaling a lot and been a lot more self-aware. Like I feel like a lot of people live really like
NPC almost.
yeah, like NPC kind of life. Like they don't want to like get out of their comfort zone, or like they're so comfy.
Yeah,
You know
because
what I mean?
they're told already how to live, what to do, and everything like that. But do you think that's necessary? I think for some people it's necessary. Like
I feel like it is necessary for some people, but I feel like for some people they just don't know themselves too well. That's why sometimes I'm like, yo, maybe we do live in the Matrix though.
because we can't prove that fucking shit, bro.
I know. It's scary.
It's so scary.
Sometimes when I'm sleeping, I'm like, damn, maybe I'm just living in a simulation. And then when I go to sleep, then I'm in the real world. But then before I wake up, my memory gets like zapped, and then I'm back here.
I've had like mini panic attacks of I don't want to exit.
What?
Yeah.
With like legit panic attacks?
Yeah, so first time I watched Fight Club, I had a panic attack. Like a mini one.
Where did it stem from? Like,
So
what triggered it?
So you know how like spoiler alert,
Oh, spoilers.
but Fight Club,
Yeah.
obviously his friend isn't actually there and it's
Yeah.
actually his own like persona. Now, I'm like, holy fuck, what if none of this is actually real, and then I can just wake up from something.
And then
So I went to YouTube, the YouTube app after I watched Fight Club.
Yeah.
And then I was typing something and I clicked on a video. I kept clicking. I'm like, yo, why the fuck is it not working? And then I looked around. It felt like time froze. Like, yo, am I exiting? Like I had a weird moment in my head for a second. Like, am I exiting? And then boom, I had a panic attack. What the fuck?
Like
And
it was
then-
an actual panic attack.
No, like for a second, like a millisecond or two. Like I felt like I
crazy.
exited.
Shout out Fight Club though. That movie's so good at giving you a fucking existential crisis.
Yeah, dead ass.
Damn.
But it's those type of thinking. But for me, because I always think about this type of shit, I always
Yeah.
think like theories and possibilities of stuff. It's honestly not a good way to live all the time.
Let me ask you this: like, are you actually that into theories though, or is it because you run a podcast?
No,
So,
I'm
like,
actually into this shit.
like even podcasts. Like, if that wasn't even in your life,
No,
you'd
like
still be really
I'm just
into it.
questioning shit all the time.
Interesting.
Not even for a reason of trying to find an answer, but
Yeah.
just the fact of wonder.
Interesting.
I don't give a shit about the answer necessarily. I give a shit about why don't we even question. That's just me. Like I really want to like, why did he even do that? Why did he do that? What brought him to that place in this time?
So it's not even like in regards to situations, even like personal day to day, like your friends and stuff. You're like, oh, why did he act like that?
Yeah.
Oh, that just means you're introspective. I feel like.
What is that? I never heard that word before.
Introspective?
Nah.
It just means like you really, you just reflect a lot on life and like the situations you're in. So like for example, if you go home and you're like, oh, how was my day? How did I feel? What things happened that made me feel good and bad?
Yeah,
And
kind of.
you're,
I
like,
think
an
about that. Yeah,
introspective
yeah,
person,
yeah.
Which is good because I feel like not a lot of people are introspective. Like I feel like a lot of people they just go home, just like sleep.
Word.
Like, they don't
I
really
used to be
reflect.
like that too, though.
Then what was the turning point for you?
Honestly?
I'm curious because I would assume that you were always like this.
I know. Okay, when I was a kid, I used to always still question shit. Yes, but there was times where I felt like, oh, this is what it was.
Yeah.
It was the moment I decided to fucking stop following a path that wasn't mine.
Right.
Because a lot of times we're given like what to do ASAP. Like, yo, you have to go here, you have to go to this school, get this job, blah, blah, blah. Other people are making your path for you. You don't even realize it. Other people are already making your path, carving your way. But we don't have to be on autopilot, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Everyone's like a sheep.
Yeah,
Like most people, I feel like.
we don't have to be on autopilot.
Because like even for you, it's like how many people do you know have made a podcast and like do it as a
Just like one or two, close friends, like one or two.
exactly. And like I don't know about you, but for me, like when I was starting on film, I was like, fuck, like is this okay? Like am I doing it right? Like no one else around
Nobody
me
was
is
else, yeah.
doing it. So like you have nothing to refer back to. Whereas when you're doing 9 to 5, you're like, oh, I know like 100 people who have gone on the same path and made it.
And I think the beauty of that is you give inspiration to the other people to do it themselves. Because after Jumper Jump came out, how many conspiracy podcasts have you seen ever since?
Oh, really?
Yeah, there are people trying to copy us now.
Interesting. Have you called them out or like
I don't like.
but is it flattering to you or is it like oh, what the fuck?
It's flattering until like they try to copy exactly how.
And how are they doing though? Like, are they doing good?
Fucking blessed, bro. Some of them are popping, but it's
really?
because we.
Yo, who?
No, the waste man, just waste man.
That's fucked up though.
What do you think about copying though? Because in a sense, like Tarantino, like we said, steal.
I mean, there's been times where like I see music because I used to direct a lot of music videos back in the day. I see music videos that copy like music videos that I did, like how I shot it, the locations, the vibe. And I know this person copied it because the artist was like, "Oh, yeah, he saw your Dylan Sinclair music video, and he was using that as a reference." But when I watched it, I was like, "Wait, this is just like a carbon copy of mine." Damn. But like to me, I'm like flattered because I'm like, "Oh damn, like it's nice that
they liked it, yeah.
That they liked it and they did it themselves." So like personally, I'm not really offended.
Wait, going back to Talisman, so you didn't have any? You have any ghost stories?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't. Do you?
All right. No. I just wanted to ask. Because there's something interesting.
No ghost stories, but I have had like incidents in my household that were kind of spooky, like the light one I told you about.
Oh, like the light one, yeah. How about in the family, like your aunts and shit? Because why are they so superstitious?
Dude, honestly, that's like a whole other thing that I don't want to dive.
You don't want to dive into? Nah.
No, I can't. Because even like,
is that crazy?
It's like. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you off camera, but it is pretty like.
Can you give like a little bit for the audience or not?
It's just like some fortune telling related things that like.
That came true.
Yeah. Or like, because for fortune tellers, I feel like, you know, you read about it.
Yeah.
But you're like, oh, whatever, like who cares? Or you see it on the news. But when it happens to you personally and someone is telling things that no one knows. Like it really changes your perspective. Like after, like I had an incident like that, and it really like trips me out for the next couple of days.
Because it feels like your whole life was planned out, or it's like
these are things that I would have never believed before. But like, how could this person possibly know these things that I told no one about? You know, so it's like, wait, what?
So have you been to one recently?
Not recently, but I have had like my fortune told.
By who?
I can't say, but by someone.
By someone.
Yeah.
Okay. Why can't you say?
I just can't get into it.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that crazy?
Yeah, no, like I would love to, but I can't. I actually cannot say.
Word.
Have you had your fortune told?
Never.
Don't do it.
Don't do it?
Don't do it.
Okay, I won't do it.
Yeah, because I feel like after I heard what I heard,
yeah,
like I got fixated on like, oh, like
it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen, but do I need to make sure that it's gonna happen? Like, do I need to work harder? Do I need to work less? Like, it kind of trips you out. You know what I mean? Because like you don't want to fuck up what's
the blessings
what's
that are
coming to you. But yeah, don't do it.
Okay. Yeah. That's some good advice.
All right, I need cut in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, we'll fit like once you get to like 105. Yeah.
No, bro.
Okay. 1 minute. I mean,
1 hour.
1 hour.
Yeah.
Once you get to 1 hour. Why do you have to leave, bro?
Bro, I need to go to fucking TMU and talk. My first panel, my first podcast, and then my first panel right after this.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Are you coming?
Congratulations. I can't go, fam. I have to go pick up something.
Oh, true.
I would go. What do you expect to see out there?
I don't know. I actually have no idea what to expect.
You have stage fright or not?
When you came to the Man and Fish screening?
You had stage fright? Because there's so much people?
Yeah, I was just like, oh, I don't want to stutter or I don't want to like look like I don't know what I'm doing. And there were so many people when I had my screening. And I remember just hiding like in the upstairs.
Yeah, you disappeared, fam.
Well, okay. No, but that's planned because like, I'm like, okay, like 300 people are going to pull up to the screening.
Yeah.
But I don't want, and I never met them before, and I don't want them to ask me questions about the film because I want them to just experience it. So I'm like, okay, if I hide, and then after it'll be better. Because I feel like if anyone can talk to me before the film, it's gonna ruin the experience. So I was just hiding, but occasionally I would peek my head out, and I just saw more and more people come in. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, and that's strictly off TikTok.
Yeah.
That's
fun on TikTok.
That's fucked.
Dude, I remember like going around the city just putting up the poster like. Free screening, come.
Yeah. Do you believe in manifestation?
Yes, for sure.
So do you think you manifested everything that you've done?
I feel like I always did subconsciously manifest things, but I feel like now I'm getting to a point where I'm like really purposely manifesting it. Whereas before I'm like, oh, I want that. I want that, but it's like manifesting, but it's not like 100%. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now that I'm aware of it, I'm like, okay, I want this and I'm going to have this. Even like the way that I talk to myself now is really different because I realized like, wow, I feel like my mood is really dependent on the words I tell myself. So like,
affirmations.
Exactly. So Bruce Lee said like words are so powerful. It's like spells. That's why they call it spelling.
Spelling. Yeah. That's fucked. That's fucked. Yo.
So now I'm like, okay, like, you know, I'm going to tell myself like, because if you tell yourself like, yo, my life is shit, I'm going to have a shit day. Like,
then you're going to feel like that.
Day.
Even just saying that line puts you in that like mode. Yeah.
You're going to believe it. Whereas if you tell yourself, wow, today's going to be a good day. Probably going to be a good day.
Yeah, probably going to have a good day. Exactly.
Exactly.
Isn't it weird how, because there's so many different languages in the world and there's so many good ways to say good and so many ways to say positive things.
Yeah.
But do you think it just comes down to not even the word itself, but actually just the way it's said?
I feel like it's not only that, but you have to believe it.
Oh,
you
have to believe what you're saying.
Like, you can't be like, I'm gonna have a good day. Like,
yeah.
No, you're not. Like, you don't even believe it. Like, if you don't believe it, like, who will? So when you tell yourself, you need to really like, yo, I'm gonna have a good day for real.
Yeah.
Bro.
And I think that's what, going back to what we were talking about, that's what the real acting is, fam. It's not even acting. It's just actually believing in what you're doing. Because that's the most authentic. And then I guarantee you, Ricky, when Leonardo DiCaprio was acting, he's not necessarily like acting. He's just doing him.
Exactly. It's coming from a real place.
Yeah.
But that's why, like, for actors, I feel like you really have to believe in yourself. Because if you don't believe that you're angry, no one else is gonna believe
Nobody's gonna believe it. Yeah. It's gonna
You're like, yo, what are you doing?
Was there ever a moment that you had an actor like make you cringe and you had to change everything?
I had an actor who, for Talisman,
like
we had for the main protagonist, he's like played by a kid. Before that kid, we had another kid, but it was just really not working out.
He wasn't taking it serious.
Yeah, he just wanted to go home and play Roblox, like dead ass. We'll be reading lines. He's like, yeah, okay. When is this over? Bro, like we have 2 more days to rehearse. Like, so I told my producer, I'm like, yo, we need to.
You have to find somebody else.
It's not gonna work out. But thankfully, we found.
Where do you find like your actors from anyway? Just you put out casting calls and shit.
Casting calls on my IG, TikTok now. That's a new thing. On top of that, like just like the regular stuff like Mandy casting workbook. So if you're trying to get into acting,
okay, bet, bro. I think I just want to do it just for experience, you know.
You should. I feel like it's gonna be so much fun, and I feel like you're gonna know yourself better as you act more.
Yeah. That's the thing, because it's almost like every single theory right now. I swear to God, every single hobby or sport or even just new activity you take part in, you start to know yourself in those situations, so you know yourself better.
For sure.
So it's like, I know what myself playing basketball feels like, looks like, is like. I know what myself playing tennis looks like, feels like, right? But putting myself in a position, for example, skiing, I never skied before. But once I do that, I know how it feels. I know myself in that situation. And I think once you like check off every single box, it's almost like a video game.
Exactly.
You know that tree with the like the different
like the skills?
The skill
like
shit,
Skyrim?
yeah. Deadass is like that.
And I also feel like for acting, like you really have to be in tune for yourself. And like you really have to know how you're feeling.
How you act in it.
Because I feel like if you're not self-aware, you can't act.
Word.
You know what I mean? Like how are you gonna channel it if you don't even know how to channel your own emotions on a regular basis?
Damn, that's deep stuff. That might be key, huh?
Exactly. So if you're introspective, like I feel like you'll be a good actor because you know yourself well.
Okay, shit.
Yeah. Audition for the next one.
I'll keep it up. I'll keep it up, fam. Yeah. All right, so if you want to get casted by Reangsei, go check him out on Instagram, TikTok. I'm going to leave his links down in the description below. Thanks for coming through, fam. Any last message for the world you want to tell them?
Believe in yourself.
That's corny as fuck. I'm playing. Yo, thank you, Reangsei.
No.
You want to say something?
On some real shit. If you want to do something, but no one else is doing it or it seems unrealistic, it's definitely realistic, assuming like it's like a musician or like directing or whatever it is. But I feel like a lot of people work hard, but not a lot of people work smart. So you really have to like be realistic, look at the people who have succeeded, learn from them, and then work smart. Don't work hard.
That's real.
Yeah, that's real.
Thanks, bro. Thanks for coming through, fam.
Thank you.
All right. See you guys later.
Used to be my girl.